Y'all, this Tesla is over here, so I can't snitch. I never was a rich bitch in a Tesla already. I think that's the kind of idiosyncrasies they're trying to manipulate the Earth's muscle memory. But another way you could look at it is a random person stopping to do something and rest for a second, and their car is silver, so my car problems can't ruin what Tesla is and why I'll never drive a Tesla, because I was able to get a Chevy Bolt EUV rental faster than a Tesla rental, and I'll tell you that much. But yeah, this is my car. They done laid the rules down on me. 30-day, 1,000-mile warranty, and the whole brake pads and the tires and the battery is my problem, but they could fix the muffler sounding like a race car engine, could be the heat shield, or the I diagnosed the problem now. I think it's just when they gave me the car with no oil in it, and I had made it all the way to Washburn, Missouri, I got an oil change there once I realized, hey, there's gas leaking through my air vent system when I have defrost on, or the vents on without recirculation. So, just today, it could either be just simply oil in the cabin air filter or a crack in a filler cup or cap or whatever that Google called it. And the way I want to diagnose it is that every time my oil level is low, I'll smell fumes. Whenever I have a fresh oil change twice now, it's okay. So the only thing I'm worried about is it sounds like a ratty muffler in the back. And I don't want my car to sound noticeable. Like I'm looking at the hood, and it kind of looks like a muscle car hood in the middle with that piece kind of being shaped like that. But I still like this car. I don't always want to drive gas. I want to be able to get an EV, but this is what it took for me to upgrade to that. So I really think there's been like Illuminatis that are looking at things from a heat scope point of view, or maybe not even that, but they're assuming that I cook, but I have the stove, but I don't have the propane tank. It's supposedly illegal whether or not you're preventing the heat from exploding it. So this whole trip has been about, is everything happening to me as if what people think other people thinks of the whole story in the beginning or end, like between the magical and the non-magical community, half and half of the magical community and half of the non-magical community. I'm being thrown around in a loop, and I was gonna forget that it would be up to me not to do what now, at the very end. So I think it's up to me to figure out if I can fix my car with my own money, because the whole rattly problem isn't the problem. There's no check engine light. The gas leak could just be like the air filter. I just need to replace a brake pads, and my back right tire. And I've got the money for that. I've been given permission in front of Dollar General that my direct deposit might come on the 24th or the 27th from Social Security. I'm over here by O'Reilly's, so maybe I could jumpstart my car every time I want to roll up and down my windows. I'm giving in to juice right now, but I ain't drinking soda. Right? No, I got a Sprite. It's gonna make me pee like a racehorse, too. I want to mix some of this blue raspberry with my Sprite. The reason why I got Sprite is because I'm forgetting to drink my water. And it's half and half, driving more than I should, or complaining more, or just being thrown around in circles. So, you know what? The pandemic started when I worked at Circle K in 2019 for just a hot second. I was on the internet just showing y'all how stupid I was acting on the internet, just like working for, like, behind the counter. I was just so dumb. It's like I was destined to be behind the wheel so they could weaponize it to put me in a ward. I think they bribe people that they control it to where they could do it without hurting people to turn me into a retard, though. I'm not talking about how they'd make good look wrong about letting me prove myself, but stuff like that doesn't happen yet, and I don't want that to happen to me, so it looks like it always happens, because they would consider me one of the people that can't do anything about it or something. So, story of my life, I look younger than 39 years old. I tell you that I look younger, but remember, white people had to deserve to stay sexy on Earth or they'd get killed. So maybe I'm no different than that. But the way they do white people is, if you date people like me, then you're being kamikaze. So I'm worried. That it just gets stricter on me the more I won't go back to Wichita. And I know they ain't doing it to make sure I don't meet my warning, but I had already been to South Carolina. I had already had the money to get a tag. They lied to me about property taxes on a car that you finance. And then the car dealership I bought the car from told me that I'd get the paperwork in the mail where I could go in and get a regular tag on my car. So everything that's happening to me, they might do it whenever I really knew on, on my little stuff, like if I go shopping at Dollar Tree instead of eat normal food, or if I eat at fast food instead of cooked food. It's just things that know that I'm gonna be poor if I keep spending my money this way, or if I keep eating good, because it prevents the Illuminati from weaponizing it at all angles to put an Illuminati chokehold on me. So what I'm trying not to do is I've tried not to go back to Kansas to turn these fees that I had that been past due for over 3 or 4 years to finally turn into a warrant where I have to have the money to pay those fees, or I had to spend 3 days to figure that out. I think they wait on a cop that would have humiliated themselves, switch talking and over exaggerating and or lying about the situation to put an Illuminati chokehold on me. Then they would bring up stuff that doesn't exist yet on to me to make them look right. So, like, I was making little small payments, $10 here and there to pay off $200 or $300, and maybe that stops the fees turning into a warrant. Because my mom put a PFA on me talking about I'm grown and stuff. I shouldn't be asking for help, but the agreement with this car was that I don't bug them anymore. I can be on my own if I got this car. And then I pushed through another $500 from her, and I tried to make my way back to get my car fixed for free. And I tell you what, between sometimes eating good and sometimes eating dollar store food, and the gas went from 189 to 230 to 355. Like, it really ate up $500. I got 3 new tires on my car, 0 for 1. I could have stayed in Birmingham, Alabama, got all 4 tires for $98 a piece and an oil change. And then I was doing Uber Eats deliveries. And I canceled on Apple Inc. though, y'all. The traffic looked bad. People were road raging. It, like, low key, can you look me in the eyes and, oh, I'm a what, child molester or something? Like, does the Nissan Sentra 2017 in black snitches what a sin try is? Like, whatever it is, it ain't me acting like I shouldn't be behind the wheel. Yes, the soda would be one of those. Yes. But okay, I gotta post up. I'm playing games for money to save up for dollar things until the 24th or the 27th. I'm gonna change my brakes on my own because, you guys, I'm gonna show you the directions and I'm gonna show you how easy it is right here, right now. So you start off by doing a normal tire change. Then there's 2 bolts that you unscrew. Easy peasy. I could get the parts from AutoZone, but I think they don't do that here in Kansas City where you could borrow the parts. And then it's easy. You don't have to drain the brake fluid to take those pads out. But they do tell you that when you push the placeholders apart, you don't want to overflow the brake fluid. But I'm assuming that the rest of the car is going to be a bit of a scream and everything's going to need to be replaced. Open up the cap so it won't drain. Then they ask that you lubricate these bolts when you're putting them back into place. And the 2 little plates on the top and bottom, that is so much easier than putting apart an iMac to replace the screen. I don't really have much to remember when doing my brakes, So once I buy these $40 brake pads from AutoZone, because I've been thinking of this for years, the difference between cheap brake pads and brand new ones. AutoZone ain't gonna sit there and sell you some brake pads that are cool, but I do want to buy their top-notch kind. Just whenever I can, put these brake pads in. Now those little plates are already in place and you screw those back in. Then I guess you're pumping the brake fluid back in there, tightening the cap, and putting back on the tires. So that's gonna be how I'm gonna do that there. Do you guys think I'm overly qualified or what? Okay, my pet peeve in doing it on my own is that if the Illuminati is gonna keep sabotaging me, they need to make me look illiterate. And so things that are even that easy peasy, I wouldn't want to know what they turn all that into. Like I said, Wichita, Kansas is the main problem. Everybody across the globe knows where they want me to end up. I feel like they reincarnated me into a world where they try to tell good, the magical community, and the non-magical community what kind of person I am all on my own. But I really think you're responsible for what you say more than what you do. And those rules apply mostly in the magical community. But if you say something and then they stretch the proof or the truth and make it look like you did it, that might be your fault. And then that's where I think you got to be careful what you snitch in, and you could over exaggerate being the kind of person you are, kind of like Soo Young on Rush Hour. Yeah, push the button, like I think like I'm trying not to manipulate how I react, but I'm manipulating how I react at the same time, because I think that people that see people that don't get mad is because they understand the whole grand design and they're not going to let it manipulate them. So whatever I be talking, I be bigoted into myself, and either the feds are listening or magic is listening, but I'm never going to be talking in front of a man to get slapped, okay? Just remember how funny this game is and how funny it might not be if I'm the one person who sets the new tone for utopia. So I'm using all of this time, all of that running around I've been doing. You guys missed out on a lot. I've been through Memphis. I was doing my thing in Birmingham. I turned around. I've been back from Memphis to Joplin to Kansas City, back to Joplin, back to Kansas City, back to Joplin, and back to Kansas City. I said, I like how Springfield is bigger than Joplin, but once I came there for the first time in this Nissan Sentra, the rideshare requests were a lot easier. And then I found Zip's Car Wash, and then the one in Joplin has the car mat shampooer machine. You just run it through. I ran these back floor mats through like 12 times because I left dry dirt on them for so long, and I couldn't remember how gross those floor mats were. So I have to have a towel up under where I'm standing, and I've been using like the fabric cleanser on the carpet to help with like just getting it up to par, because I mean, I trust a car that I bought from a car lot not to be as dirty as me or dirty for me to ruin my life. But I mean, I still sudded up some thick fabric sanitizer concentrate, sudded it up and scrubbed and changed the and threw away the rag and the sponges and did it all over again. Now I got a towel over my feet instead of the towel back there, but so many can lay on the small, thin sleeping bag that allows me to do one wash with everything. I'm not using a backpack anymore. Minimal things. Supposed to be taking my showers at Love Travel Stop 2-3 times a day, as many times as I had to poop. I didn't want to use public restrooms. I have a power generator. I mean, a power bank. So, and to prove it, my power bank was fully charged, so I don't have to charge my phone from my car to do anything to my car battery. So where I was parking was in the middle of nowhere where nobody had any reason to be near me. And I woke up with my phone on the floor by the gas pedals face down on. I know I cut my phone off to let it charge, and my car battery was dead. And thank God Minnie was sleeping on the inside of me by the back of the seat under the blanket. So however, that would have been crazy, because the idea is that you can't hop out of a moving car without flattening your face. So that's why I was scared to ride with other people with Uber and Lyft, and even though I was scared, I took my chances. I let it all go, and they were really great people. Maybe people that only worked for Uber that one time, y'all. I had got the feeling it was people that only worked for Uber that one time, just to help me out, get me to the car rental places or whatever. I think I had somebody drop me off where I bought my car this time, one time, just down Broadway. Not sure. I had 2,000 cash, and my mom had to come and give me $1,500 to get that car. I told them they dropped the price on it, and that was just how much I could finance it. So now that my mom already helped me out with another 500, and I didn't do everything I was only supposed to do with that money, to get all 4 tires and a bonus oil change, I can't bug her for anything else. I just gotta play these games, earn a couple of dollars every 3 hours, get my water and some food from Dollar General, and my internet might cut off on the 25th for 2 days. At Dollar General usually has Wi-Fi. I'm not really sure. I need to get on that right now, because I'd rather be where there's Wi-Fi at than next to O'Reilly Auto Part and Dollar General. But if I get my car jump started, I can make sure that I'm able to spend my money goes into my savings. It doesn't go straight into my available balance. I need internet to pay my phone bill because my phone bill and my car payment, my phone bills for the last 3 years, they never fall on the day that I started my bill cycle. So that, like, is that my fault? Like, do I know when I should keep everything where it is when I start a phone plan? Like 2 days after the 26th or the 24th or the 25th, where I get my Social Security direct deposit. That way it's not before my Social Security direct deposit, y'all. I have a domino effect of things. And matter of fact, when I worked for Uber, I got a chicken out at $70 unless I'm on the East Coast. And that makes me feel like that's how much money I'm making. And it juggles me around between my energy and how many trip requests, the time of night, my gas, now my brake pads, my back right tire, my car battery, oh, maybe the corrosion on the battery connector or battery. It's ongoing. I want to check the transmission fluid. I want to check the brake fluid, just whatever, the antifreeze and all that. That's gonna be my problem now. I thought I had 2 months to make a car payment. What happened to that? It's supposed to be due May 6th, not April 6th. Let me double check right now. So yeah, this problem is only happening once in a lifetime, y'all. I have to stress the hell out of it. We're gonna make sure that my battery don't start draining itself all the way for no reason. It's just unprecedented, yeah. Like, the more I refuse this or the more they learn that, the more it's a crunch time. Car's up and running again. I think it was the rotors that I didn't know how to replace, but the brakes and the tires I was instructed to replace. The connector to the battery is corroded. So the battery may have drained one time when I was in South Carolina at the Vital Records office. I was mixing that video where I was out near them tall trees cooking. I think I didn't show you what I cooked because it was just macaroni and cheese with tuna in it. And I think I might have used milk and butter that time, but it's all good if you just use water and the tuna. Oh my God, when I cross my feet like this. And try not to cross my feet like this again. So, a new battery connector. I would want a new battery. I would want a new cabin air filter. I would want to get an oil change again, a third time. I would want to get a back right tire. I would want to replace the front brake pads by myself. And if I could do it by myself, I want to replace the back brake pads too. I want to buy the gold expensive ones from AutoZone. But I'm telling you, like, maybe being a cheapskate or something about it would just keep those in stock or something. Maybe I'm just tripping. I've kind of thought about it, and we'll see. Then I'm gonna work my way to transmission fluid. If I gotta change that, does it cost $600? And really, everything works as if I was a snitch. So if I have them look at things like, should I spray my engine down? Because maybe that looks like gunk on the alternator and this stuff. I don't want that to be a whole nother domino effect, y'all, because I've got batteries for my key fob, but I'm afraid to put it in there because I did my research, and these people said that when they changed the remote in a 2017 Nissan Sentra, in a 2017 Nissan Sentra SR, that they basically have to reprogram their key to work with their car again. Hell no. Then I only got one key fob. Look, it's how dangerous a sin is, because I thought it was how dangerous a Lexus on Lexus is. You know, like normally people cut their hair to be on the electric chair. That's what I think a Lee is. And a Lou has long hair. You seen Liu Kang, right? You seen Jet Li, right? It's all the same. So this is my car payment, y'all. This is my amount financed, y'all. I'm really gonna try to just have this car paid off as soon as I can, but the whole beginning of this is a bit tiring, but I can stop having soda and juice again. Can I have kisses from my babe? Can I have... It's okay. I think that helped. Wasn't that hard to peel back? Okay. Maybe the problem lies within that seal being on top of the cap part. Down here like that. So where we finna be off to? Look, I don't want to get stuck at the Zips car wash, so I'm that big.